Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Paul. Today, here with me is Omar. Say hello, Omar.
Omar, hello. I am Omar.
And this is the True Chucklers podcast. This is episode 2, season 1. So today, as always, we're going to be talking about some random stuff that we like, some recent news, things that we're interested in. But today, actually, we're going to be starting with a little bit of mail time.
Yeah,
Omar,
that's what we're talking about. We're starting with that mailbag, everybody. All right, I'm going to open my mailbag now. And let's see what we got here. We're looking at the Tree Chucklers email. You can always send us any comments, any concerns, any questions at treechucklers, or let's start off like this. treechucklers@gmail.com. That is the go-to. And our first email, we have a Wix shout out. It says, "Congrats, someone has just subscribed to your website. Here's your new subscribers info. Name, Jake, in parentheses, the gay one."
Nice. I know.
Thank
who
you,
that
Jake,
is.
the gay one. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's actually it. All right, Paul, we're moving on.
All right. Thank you so much again. If you want to send us mail, the link to all of our relevant info is going to be in the description down below.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is being put up, but it's going to be down below somewhere.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, Paul. Tell me your thoughts. Hit me with something big. Hit me with something big today.
So it is 2018, as you know. I hope you know. Which
You're
means
right. It is current year.
It is current year, but this current year, there's a Winter Olympics. So do you follow the Olympics that much? Like the summer ones or the winter ones?
Okay. I was actually a bigger fan of the Winter Olympics than the Summer Olympics when I was a kid. I always thought it was a lot cooler watching. I think I was actually into Red Bull. I didn't notice. I was into those Red Bull events where they would like have like those ice skating, those hockey players race in those little ice tracks.
Oh, with like the hills and stuff.
I was more into that. Yeah, I was more into that, but I definitely like the winter sports a lot more than the summer sports. I just think it's cooler. It's a little more extreme.
Yeah. But so like you
to answer your question, yes.
You've watched the Olympics before, right? So
yeah.
Olympic athletes, basically they represent the peak human physicality, right? But sometimes they represent the peak kind of unhuman physicality. Like as you probably know, doping is like a huge thing in professional sports, right?
Yeah, dude, everybody's pretty dope.
Yeah. That's not what
Yeah, that's not how that works.
I mean, so like when you get to that level, and you're at the top of your class, sometimes you just need to be like a little bit beyond that. And so, some people
Oh yeah,
doping.
I mean, obviously, like it's similar to weightlifting. Those weightlifters, those Mr. Olympias or whatever, they're totally on steroids and whatever else science has come up with these days. So yeah, doping definitely a big thing.
I mean, so there's like some straight up limits to the abilities of humans, and doping and performance enhancing drugs, as they're known kind of like officially, they take that limit and just raise it a little bit more for that person to give them that extra edge. But how much do you actually know about doping, right? So like you're into cycling.
Well, I know what they do. Well, actually,
Neil Armstrong. Lance Armstrong.
I definitely know about
Neil Armstrong. All right,
Neil Armstrong before he went to space. Let me tell you, he was doping. Yep. Yeah, that's how he beat that program.
Doping. Anyway, but yeah, so
no, yeah, I know about Lance Armstrong. I believe I know the process. Isn't it when they add more blood to their system, more blood cells, or some kind of bubbles? What? Am I right? Am I wrong?
So actually, doping kind of, it encompasses, it's really an umbrella term, right, for performance enhancing drugs and kind of processes for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most common one that most people kind of like think of is steroids or anabolic agents. And I apologize in advance to anyone who's in the medical field, because I'm probably going to butcher so much of this. But the main point of
if you're a doctor,
I'm not a doctor.
If you're a doctor,
I'm not a doctor.
No, Paul is not a doctor. I'm saying if you're a doctor that's listening to this, I'm not really sure what you're doing with your life. but we appreciate that you're here.
You should probably be like saving people's lives and doing something a little bit more useful. But anyway, as a disclaimer, none of the things that I am saying here should be taken as professional medical advice. I am not a licensed doctor, and also you shouldn't get medical advice from a podcast made by two guys.
Yeah, we're rookies. This is fucking rookie shit.
Yeah, this is some rookie shit.
This is some rookie shit right here.
All right. Anyway, so let's start off with anabolic steroids. They're basically what anabolic steroids do is they kind of look on a chemical level. They're very similar to testosterone, right? And so we're both guys. We produce testosterone naturally, but if the human body has a little bit of excess of it beyond like what's naturally generated by the body, that just helps build muscle mass, which just in turn increases physical strength.
Yeah, and then obviously if you take steroids, the thing with that is that your body actually stops producing testosterone, and then you have to go, maybe it doesn't fully stop, but it definitely decreases the amount of testosterone that you make in your body, so you actually have to start going on like these hormone therapies if you take steroids. So yeah, steroids never a good idea.
Yeah, just messing with any of your hormones, like, because hormones are basically the instructions for your body, so messing with any of those things, it's kind of just like a bad deal in general. So those are steroids, right? That's what most people are familiar with.
And that's one section under doping.
That's one of the kinds of doping, right? And so...
See, that's interesting. When I think of doping, I don't think of steroids. I think of blood.
Well, I mean, like, you're injecting blood. So here's the next one, right? Have you ever had an adrenaline rush?
Every time we start this podcast, Paul.
Same, man. So, what if I told you that I could basically just give you adrenaline rushes on demand? So, heightened awareness.
Okay, I haven't heard of this
energy.
one.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically it's like Red Bull. You mentioned we're not sponsored by Red Bull, but it's basically
we're not sponsored by Red Bull.
The an energy drink for your brain, right? So adrenaline, it just improves alertness, attention, energy, but unfortunately it increases blood pressure and cardiac problems. So it's that's why you don't feel so good when you're on adrenaline. But that's another thing that can help you. And so imagine...
How exactly? Are you able to describe how they actually give you adrenaline? Is it just they give you the chemical?
Yeah, I mean, these are all chemicals produced naturally in your body. So I'm imagining, I wasn't able to find how you exactly inject adrenaline, but I think it's it's an actual chemical. You just have it in a syringe and then you just kind of prick, that.
Then, I mean, obviously you might not know this, but if they're giving you adrenaline, how do they know when it's gonna start? Does it start right away, or is it more of it kicks in 30 seconds or a minute? Because how are they gonna inject that and not get seen? If it starts right away, then you're definitely losing. You only have a certain amount of time.
I don't know, man. I don't take steroids or adrenaline shots.
If anybody takes steroids or adrenaline shots, please definitely comment and explain.
Yeah, leave
how
comment
exactly
below
that process works.
Give us your input.
Tell us your thoughts, your feelings during that process.
Yeah.
Are you bent over? Is it easier to do it? Is it easier to do it that way, or is it just just a shot in your arm?
All right.
Just like how you can get drunk faster if you do it up your butt.
So
Okay.
I'm just gonna move on. So, when I mentioned steroids a little bit earlier, you did mention that because it messes with your hormones, you're gonna have to start taking hormone therapy and all that. There are actually some hormones, specifically meldonium, that kind of not really reverse, but kind of mask the effects that that performance-enhancing drug hormones actually give you, right? So it's fighting hormones with hormones, and so that actually does fall under doping because it's an unnatural kind of advantage and stuff.
Wait a minute, did I hear that right? You just said that when you're on a performance-enhancing drug, there is another hormone that can mask the fact that you're under it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
and
no, not mask it, but
know?
It suppresses the effects, right? So maybe not on a like you can still detect like both of those hormones, right?
Okay.
But on like an outside level or like on a physiological level, like you won't really see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I gotcha.
So like kind of like on that same
Okay.
topic of like masking,
Yeah.
like there, you know what a diuretic is?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, like if you take a lot of diuretics after you've taken performance enhancing drugs, that'll like greatly increase the kind of the chances of you passing a doping test, right? Just because like
Yeah,
if-
because it gets it out of your system a lot faster. Can you explain to somebody who doesn't know what a diuretic is?
so diuretics
What it
basically
is.
just make you go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Like coffee is a diuretic, right?
Yep.
Like, so if you've ever like needed to take a piss after coffee, like that explains it.
Those
You know,
poop
just like-
bars are diuretics.
What are?
The bars that make you poop.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess that's that's the point. I think. Yeah, those things that make you
Yeah.
shit, they make you shit.
A tea is a diuretic.
Yeah,
Teas are diuretics. I say diuretics.
dear.
Oh, no,
I've
it's
heard someone say
diuretics.
diuretic, and I'm just rolling with that. And that was like years ago, so it might be like not correct. But anyway,
Okay.
just like this last one, apparently morphine and codeine are also considered performance enhancing drugs. But like at first I was like, well, those are just like, you know, they make you high, right? Or make you feel good. I don't see how they would be performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah, the last thing I would think any performance enhancing drug would be morphine.
Yeah.
That
But
shit's supposed to make you feel good and like tired.
yeah, but if you remember, it's not just like morphine makes you feel good, it also suppresses pain, right? Like they would give like soldiers
You're
morphine
right.
shots. So like imagine like you're in an extremely like endurance intensive field, like sport. If you could have morphine to mask the pain that you're having, you know, you could take that extra mile and stuff like that. So that's
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, oh yeah. That actually happens a lot in football, I know. I've heard a lot of stories about players that like sometimes they tear something and they don't want to get out. Not only obviously they're naturally running on adrenaline, but also there's doctors that sneak in a couple of pain pills and they can play the rest of the game.
yeah.
I can't remember a specific player, but that does happen a lot. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like, the kind of cool thing is that as I was looking this up, different sports kind of like have like typical PEDs that they have. So looking at this
Okay.
list, so like imagine all the sports that require like intense focus, right? Like shooting, archery. That's basically it. That's in the Olympics.
Are they popping those what do you call them? Starts with an A.
I'm not sure.
Damn it. Advil. No.
Yeah, they're popping Advil.
They're popping the
that cold
Advils, homie.
They're actually, you're close. It doesn't start with an A, it starts with a B. Barbiturates, and they reduce anxiety.
Barbiturates.
Yeah.
Barbiturates sounds like a
Barbarians.
beer that Vikings drink. Like, yo, homie, whatever in whatever language they spoke, right? Yo, homie, you want to hit this barbiturate with me, dog? You want to go get some barbiturates later after we kill this guy?
I feel like, well,
Yo,
beer does reduce anxiety in some people, so I guess it sort of is a barbiturate.
hey, there you go. Yeah, just pop a. You know, next time you want to go for a drink, everybody, don't go for the beer. Go for the barbiturate.
Yeah. So
Do not go for it. We do not endorse drugs.
So apparently, cocaine is actually used a lot in running, cycling, and baseball, like as a performance-enhancing drug, not just
Cocaine.
like as like
Straight
a side.
cocaine.
Yeah. So like if you, well, like when 2020, when you're looking at the marathon runners, like just kind of imagine them being coked up, right?
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
No.
Yup.
How does anybody not know? Like, you can. Actually, you know what? I've never actually seen anybody on cocaine, but I'm assuming it wouldn't be that hard to figure out that person's on cocaine.
Yeah.
They would. I mean, my only experience with cocaine is movies. Whenever I see somebody on coke, I'm specifically thinking the Wolf of Wall Street. They're psycho. They're
Yeah.
absolutely insane. They have nonstop energy and they want to keep doing something.
Yeah, I think of Wolf of Wall
Usually
Street too,
sex.
just like a pile of cocaine. Just slam your face into it. It's like, yeah, boom. So,
Okay, that's interesting. Wow, I'd never. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning a lot here, Paul. I'm learning a lot.
yeah. So
Cocaine.
I'm gonna tie this a little bit to, kind of like recent events. Yeah. So yeah, recent events. So what countries do you think?
Boom, 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 boom. Recent events. Recent events. Yeah, I have no idea what the transition would be.
We don't have a
Go ahead.
segment intro to that. Well, actually, no. Now we do. We're gonna take that audio clip and just play it.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, go ahead.
So,
what's in the recent news here,
what
Paul?
countries do you think are the most prevalent in doping?
I'm gonna guess the U.S. is number one.
No, but keep on going.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Give me.
I'm gonna
give
go
me
with something
five
weird.
countries. Top five countries
countries
that you think are doping.
Uzbekistan, Ghana. I'm thinking of weird. Iceland.
If you get
Finland, obviously Finland.
if
You
you
know,
get any
it
in the
makes
top
sense.
five, like any next guess, I will give you a hug. I was gonna give you
A
money,
hug?
but like you might actually get one.
Okay. If I get one,
If you get
All
one, that's in
Russia.
the top five.
Russia. There's no way. There's no way Russia's
Yep,
playing clean.
that is actually the number one. In yeah. So in
those
order of
Russians
ranking,
will do anything, man.
yeah, in order of ranking, just based off of the number of athletes that have been tested from these countries that have tested positive, Russia is number one, right? With
Number two, hold on. Number two is China.
No, actually,
Damn.
China is number 13.
China number 13.
Guess where the U.S.
okay.
is?
Third.
10.
10.
This
Damn.
this list
What the
is
hell is
really
in top
weird.
three?
It's like what is
Canada?
going on? No, they're not on the top 15. All right, so it's Russia with this survey was taken around the London Olympics. So this was source WADA 2013 ADRV's report Olympic ranks for So basically this is from I guess the association or organization that actually takes care of this stuff. So Russia had 212 I guess reports, if I'm reading this correctly. So they're number one. Turkey, second place, 155.
Jesus.
Then there's India with 91. France
India.
in fourth with 90.
See, I was gonna say France. I was actually gonna say France.
Yeah, they had 90. 5 is Belgium with 70. Then it's Italy 62, Poland 55, Kazakhstan 47, South Africa 44, and the US at number 10 with 39.
Wow.
Then Russia's 13 with 32. So, and then Australia 27.
Wait, you said Russia's 13?
No, oh no, China. China is 13 with 32.
China's. I actually thought China would be higher on that list.
Yeah,
Well, actually, they don't have to, considering that they kind of pick who's going to be on the Olympic team the second you're born.
Yeah, it's like
That's
but
I guess it's
they
not
have enough people
necessary to
pick.
do drugs.
So offensive. But here's the thing, right? So the U.S.
What do you
was.
mean that's so offensive? Isn't that a thing?
I think no, that actually, I think that actually happens. Like they pick them like really young.
Yeah, that's what I thought they do. That if like they'll like I'm assuming they don't do this to every baby, but if the baby's like. They have like these doctors that can tell that the baby's gonna be like really flexible, so they put them on whatever team.
What did they do to the baby? Just like have it do
or maybe
toe touches?
maybe not a baby, maybe like a 3 or 5 year old.
That'd
I've definitely
be
heard
much
that
more
they
likely.
do that. Well, really quick, speaking of Russia, did you know that I think it was yesterday or the day before they hit negative 88 degrees Fahrenheit in one of their towns? Negative 88 degrees.
Why? That is.
Yeah, Katie
wanna-
told me about that.
So like that town, right? It had to be established at some point, and it probably got as
Look it
cold.
up. Totally look it up. Look up the name. The kids there normally go to school in negative 40-degree weather. Can you imagine? They normally go to negative 40, go through negative 40-degree weather.
Yakutsk, Russia. Yeah, negative 88.6 degrees 3 days ago.
Yep.
That's insane.
And there's a picture of the girl with her eyelashes.
Yeah, just like completely frozen. It's so
it looks gross.
Because like at that point, it's like it just hurts to be like there. Like it hurts to breathe,
oh yeah,
right? Because your body has
I'm assuming
to get up there.
I'm assuming your skin instantly freezes. Like
Yeah.
you know how people
Or like
you
hypothermia
know
and
would
extremely like quick like exposure times.
Yeah, you know how people when it was like negative 20 would go throw hot water outside, boiling water.
Oh, I can't imagine what negative 88 degrees would look like.
I feel like it would turn into just a straight ice, like decent amounts of ice, like particles of ice.
If you could get it out of the bucket. Like you walk outside and it's just like, oh, that's ice now. All right.
I don't know if it's a flash, like it's just flash frozen, but it would probably freeze pretty quick.
Yeah.
If you threw regular water, I guarantee it'd freeze right away.
Man, humans are kind of.
I just wanted to bring that up.
When it comes in inhabiting places.
Yeah.
It's like,
speaking of recent news, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Because that was insane. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, Katie told me about that one. So.
Man, it's.
There's that fact for you. Anything else? All right, Paul. That I can't believe China's not higher on that list.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can stick on the topic of Russia. I'll just skip to this last little part. The order of kind of, but by event, here is what Russia kind of like puts its doping athletes in, right? So, this is number of falsified results of Russian athletes, doping. So basically, this is number of like state-sponsored dopers, from 2011 to 2015, right?
They're pretty dope.
So this was for the 2012. This included the 2012 Olympics. So,
okay.
Track and field submitted 139 athletes. Weightlifting 117. In the Paralympics, they had 35 athletes caught for doping.
Doped?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's insane. Wrestling 28. What's an interesting one? Biathlon,
Golf.
they had 10. We were watching biathlon a couple weeks ago.
10.
Yeah, at B-Dubs.
What about golf? Is golf still an Olympic sport?
I don't see how we could jump up on golf.
Yeah, dude. I was doping and I hit a hole-in-one every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
I hit a home run last time I golfed.
I hit a home run last time I golfed.
As you can see,
man.
Omar doesn't golf.
I shot it in the hoop every single time I scored each
touchdown. 10 points to Gryffindor. Hell yeah.
There it is.
All right. Well, that's it.
Insane. That's a lot of people.
It's the Olympic season, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight on how people kind of cheat the system.
Is everybody getting excited for the season? Did everybody decorate their house for the season?
For the Olympic season? Yeah, dude. I have rings all over the place.
You have rings?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I wake up, I play the Olympic anthem.
Oh, man.
That's what I wake up to.
Yeah.
I have it on my phone at all times. At all times.
If that's... Oh, man. I mean, if you watch the Olympics on NBC, they play it, basically, after every commercial break.
Yeah, exactly. And, the thing is, you only get so excited for it. You know, you'll watch it, and then you'll be like, oh, this is awesome. And then you're like, okay.
See, I get excited for the Olympics just because it's oh, man, I really want to see, the top athletes, right? I don't really follow sports, but I do want to see how fast, people can do things, how, much they can do things and stuff like that. And I think, networks are playing on that hype. They might not be familiar with the person, but they know kind of the effort of the feats. But
I mean, a lot of people just do it just to see it's just a national thing, you know?
Yeah.
Just national pride. How many are the Americans winning? Oh, all of them? Awesome. All right, cool.
Yeah. So they're building up on the hype. And it's like
Yeah, well,
during the Olympics.
Speaking of hype.
Yeah, during the Olympics, the Summer Olympics, I was watching NBC's coverage of it. They had a Bolt countdown, just a countdown to the starting gun of the 100-meter dash, like, and Usain Bolt's heat in it. Like it was insane. It was like
racing?
A couple hours long. Like, oh, in 3 hours, starting gun for heat 1 of the 100-meter dash men's.
But he's retired. He's not racing anymore, right? He retired.
Did he?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is the Winter Olympics, but I'm pretty sure he retired after last Summer Olympics.
I mean, like,
it was his last race.
It's
Unless he came back. I mean, he's gonna win.
Like how much he's won.
He could be like 40 and probably still win.
They do pretty decently.
Actually, I don't know. That last race was pretty close. Unless probably wasn't trying that hard. I don't know. That's the thing. You can't say that somebody didn't try that hard.
Yeah, it's
just because
having been in track and field. Whenever someone says like, "Oh, dude, you just didn't try that hard," you don't think about anything except for going 100% when you're like in that situation. Like once the starting gun goes, you're not thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna throttle back a little bit," or like, "I'm not really feeling it."
Like,
it's just like your body just goes into like, boom, here we go, one leg.
Because I remember when Phelps, that was his last Olympics, and he wasn't winning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, oh, he just doesn't really care that much. I'm like, well, why would he be there if he didn't care? If he didn't care, he just quit.
It's like, when you're an athlete, you just go 100% all the time.
Yeah.
Unless, like, there's a specific reason why you're not. But 100. Usually it's like, oh, I'm not going 100% because this 100. Is prelims, and I need to beat this one guy in the finals. That's the only reason I can think of not going 100%. You know?
100.
It's like, just go hard all the time.
Yeah.
You know? Can't stop going.
Alright, well, I wanted to go on that topic of hype.
Hype. Alright.
Nice topic of hype. And let's roll into something you might not guess at all.
What's hype?
Are you ready?
The latest hype? Alright, go for it.
Bitcoin.
Oh my god.
Bitcoin hype, boy.
Oh man.
Let's talk about some Bitcoins.
I want to hear this.
And cryptocurrency. I'm gonna look up the price of Bitcoin right now.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? Let's keep track of this. While I'm talking about Bitcoin, let's see how much it goes up or down. So, while we're talking about Bitcoin,
so for the record,
the current price.
It is. We're recording this podcast on January 19th around 8 p.m. For future listeners.
Yes. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:17 Central Time. I'm hoping this chart starts to work. I want to make sure we got this chart. It'd be so funny to watch it. Like it either suddenly goes up or it suddenly goes down.
It's like, oh, Bitcoin's at 10,000. Oh no, it's
okay,
at
cool.
9,000.
All right, I'll put it to the hour.
Damn.
So right now we are at 11,586. Wait. Oh no. 11,569.45. That's okay. So that's what I think we're starting at.
Dang.
11,500. I don't know which one to believe. We're gonna go with the 86. 11,586. Okay.
So that's a number that we're starting off with. When we end the podcast, let's see what the price is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see. Hopefully it'll change.
That'd be interesting.
But okay, let me explain to you, for the people who don't know about Bitcoin or what Bitcoin is or how it even works. Let's talk some Bitcoin. First of all, for some of you who don't know, what the hell is Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is a internet.
You came to the wrong guy. You came to the wrong guy. I'm not a Bitcoin expert, but I will gladly tell you what Bitcoin is in my mind. From the research that I've done, because I have invested in Bitcoin. Whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, we'll find out. But Bitcoin, a quick history about it. It was created in 2009 by an alias named Satoshi Nakamoto. That sounds like the fakest name in the goddamn world.
It sounds like
I don't know the Japanese culture that well.
Who tell me my father was killed by a criminal mastermind.
Satoshi kind of sounds like a Mario name. I don't know if some dude's actually named Satoshi. Okay,
Fake
real
name.
quick. It is not racist. Whatever I'm saying right now is not racist. I'm not actually trying to be a dick. I just have no idea. I don't know much about the Japanese culture. If you think I'm a racist, stop.
Leave a comment below, and we'll read it on the next.
Leave a comment below. Yeah. So it's created in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, nobody knows who this guy is, if he's real or not, if it was multiple people. It's a mystery. Honestly, though, it doesn't really matter. At least I don't think it really matters. The reason why people get freaked out about Satoshi Nakamoto's name is because he apparently owns like the first 50 Bitcoins that were ever made. So this guy is living rich, insanely rich.
Damn.
But he can't really mess with the Bitcoin. It's okay. We'll go into it. So Bitcoin created in 2009 because of the whole what is it called? Recession?
Yeah.
The big recession that happened when the stock market dropped because of the real estate bubble. It was created because of that. It was created in response to it. And the reason how it works, it's based on a mathematical formula. Oh my god, if you try and actually figure out this mathematical formula, like how it works, I had a hard time really paying attention to it, but it went from really simple math to really insane math real quick.
I know, dude. I passed Cal 3. Like, I think I could take a crack at it.
It's so insane. It's Bitcoin's based on a mathematical formula, and it's recorded on a blockchain. Essentially, where people get confused, it's not a physical thing. It's a completely internet-based thing, internet-based currency, cryptocurrency. To own a Bitcoin, and I'm actually quoting this from Eric Reichwalder from CoinDesk, which I actually think he might have gotten this from somewhere else, but I'm just gonna say I quoted it from him. To own a Bitcoin, what it simply means having the ability to transfer control of it to someone else by creating a record of the transfer in the blockchain.
I mean,
that kind of sounds similar to currency. Yeah, it kind of sounds similar to currency, but the part that you need to pay attention to is by creating a record of the transfer in the blockchain.
So what's the record?
Blockchain is a technology. What's the record?
Yeah.
How much you gave to somebody else? Like what address? Okay. So you have your own address. You have your private key and your public key. It'll show the public. Your private key is obviously private, but it'll show the public key from what public address did the Bitcoin come from and what public address did it go to, and it gets recorded on this internet ledger called a blockchain. Blockchains. I don't even want to begin explaining blockchain because it could be it's basically the way I've heard of it. The blockchain is the way we know it right now. It's like trying to figure out what the internet was when it first came out, and like when it first became a big thing. Everybody just thought it was like email or websites, but it obviously had a lot more useful things than just that. So this is where we are right now with the blockchain. We basically just think it's for cryptocurrencies, but I've seen it used in the medical field for certain things. But I read about it. I actually can't even. I would have to look up that.
Yeah, I'm actually on a couple design teams that one guy said like, oh, we should put all of our engineering data in a blockchain. I was like,
yeah.
Wait, the
blockchain is
cryptocurrency?
Yeah, and there's something about smart contracts through the blockchain, and you can have like businesses automated from those smart contracts. Who knows where this is gonna go? But we're sticking to Bitcoin. Maybe we'll talk about blockchain when I understand it or you understand it better.
So, where does Bitcoin derive its value from?
Where does Bitcoin derive its value from?
Yeah, because the US dollar
derives its value.
Oh, the US
that's
dollar.
Honestly, that's.
Wait, okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the US dollar had its value from gold, right?
It had, not anymore.
Yeah, it had. So, is there a thing that Bitcoin is tied to, kind of like that?
Yeah, there's only 21 million bitcoins that can ever be created.
Okay.
21 million is a cap, which is actually it's actually based similarly. The mathematical formula is based on a similar notion to how gold was mined. So it's kind of like internet gold. But here, if you actually want to learn about the mathematical formula, it's called ECDSA. That's short for Elliptic Curve Digital Signature Algorithm. I will not explain it further.
Yep, that's a. If we
It
have
started
any
off
mathematicians in our listener base, you know.
It
please
started
let us
off
know.
with a really basic mathematical graph, and then it started talking about all these crazy numbers. And the numbers look simple, but oh my god, I did not understand a single bit of that. All I know is it's based on a formula, and that formula can't be I mean, it can probably be manipulated, but the way that a blockchain works is that you have so many computers verifying these transactions, and actually that's what mining is. When you're mining for Bitcoin, what you're actually doing is you are verifying transactions that happen on the blockchain, and that's how Bitcoin regulates itself. So you are rewarded Bitcoin for being one of the first people to solve one of these complex mathematical formulas using your computer. It's computer processing power, and you have to use a computer to solve these formulas, and they get more and more complex as the years go on, as the days go on. So you need more computing power, you have to invest, and you are rewarded with Bitcoins. It started off, there's cycles of it. The first cycle, every time you would figure out one of these formulas, supposedly, I believe, you would get 50 Bitcoins.
Oh shit.
And then it goes in halves after a certain amount of time. It halves itself. So now, so it was at 25, and I believe now it's at 12.5. If I'm correct on that, I think it's at 12.5. But it's going to continue to half and half itself and half itself. But I mean, that's a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, like,
that is a lot of Bitcoin.
So it's a digital currency that derives its value from scarcity.
Yes, yeah.
And the scarcity comes from
you can't make any more.
Yeah, and the scarcity, or I guess the reason why, like, even though there is 21 million Bitcoins, the reason why everyone doesn't have it is because it takes actual, like, computing power and time to get a Bitcoin. Or
I mean, supposedly there are a bunch of YouTube videos that are like, oh, you can use, a standard PC to start mining Bitcoin. I'm like, yeah, sure you could, but are you ever gonna win?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could take you days, but hey, it might be worth it.
I remember people buying up a certain type of GPU from, I think, AMD, because the way that it handles calculations is supposed to be incredibly incredibly efficient at mining Bitcoins. So
yeah,
like,
definitely.
Just this particular GPU from AMD now sells for way more than what it actually is worth, just because of Bitcoin mining.
Yeah, and so the way you actually get Bitcoin, if you're a regular person and you're not a miner, you go to these online exchanges like Coinbase. That's the only one I really know of. There are a bunch more, but Coinbase is the most popular one here in the US and pretty much in the world. And you go there, you make an account. It's basically like an actual account. You have to use your social security and everything. It's legit. And then you transfer, you put US dollars or whatever currency you use, and you put it into your account in Coinbase, and then whatever the price is, whatever the price is at on Bitcoin, you will buy it at that price, and in seconds you will either gain value or lose value.
Yeah.
And that's what people are crazy about.
The volatility.
When I first invested in it, I automatically made $50.
Jeez.
It was pretty crazy.
But
then it went down to 30, and then it went up to 40, and then it went down to 10, and then it went down $30.
Is this all within like a couple
$10.
weeks or what?
It was all within a day.
A day? Jeez.
It was within a day or two. Yeah, it was insane.
See, that's my problem with Bitcoin, is that it's like people are saying like, oh man, it's the next currency, this is, like, this is where it's at. Like, everyone's gonna start buying some Bitcoin. But I'm not comfortable, like, or if I was a business person, I wouldn't be comfortable, kind of like assigning a price, like, this loaf of bread is 0.002 Bitcoin, right?
To give you an example, Steam used to let you buy games with Bitcoin, but because it's been fluctuating so insanely, they're saying we're not going to accept Bitcoin anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like you set a price, and all of a sudden, like, that price is either triply expensive, it's 50% off from like what you said it. I think you know what I mean. Oh
yeah, but actually, you'd be surprised as to how many places actually accept Bitcoin. I'm gonna actually look up. Who accepts Bitcoins right now. It's pretty crazy. While I'm looking this up,
that I know, or just some random mom and pop shop in Seattle that's trying to be hip and trendy.
No, it's pretty crazy. All right, you ready for this?
All right, hit me with it.
KFC Canada.
What?
Overstock.com, Subway, Microsoft, Reddit. I'll actually just name things.
How recent
that
is
are
that
like,
article? Because I remember Microsoft saying like, "Oh, we don't do Bitcoin anymore."
Oh, I mean, this was January 14th, 2018.
So like semi-recent, effectively.
Cheapair.com, Expedia.com. Let's see. The Pirate Bay.
Well, okay.
Obviously. Whole Foods.
Huh.
You have to purchase a gift card from Gift, GYFT.
Okay. So it's
that's what it says in the parentheses.
It's like
Mint.com, Bloomberg.com, Gap, GameStop, and JCPenney, but you have to use egifter.com to do that. Dish Network. That's weird.
So these are all like the online portals of these places.
Naughty America.
Naughty America.
Naughty America, the adult entertainment provider.
That Naughty America. Okay.
Yeah.
But these are all online places. Like, you can't use Bitcoin like in the real, like, a physical place, right? Like, you said Subway. Could I go to Subway with my Bitcoin wallet and say like, "Hey, I'd like a sandwich. Here's some Bitcoin."
Let's see what it says for Subway. No, it just says Subway Eat Fresh. So yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna look up Subway. Pay.
Just to finish off the businesses, you can use it to pay for T-Mobile Poland. And are you ready for this one?
Okay.
I don't even understand how this makes sense. Lionsgate Films. The production studio behind titles such as The Hunger Games and The Day After Tomorrow.
So, like, well, maybe it's like if you work for... Wait.
And I'm getting my info from Jonas Chokin.
How would you buy services? Oh. Would it... So, if you're, like, hiring Lionsgate, like, to make a film for you, you could pay them in Bitcoin? That's kind of how I'm interpreting that one.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
So
good for them.
that's yep. So really quick, why somebody might want to get Bitcoin? The benefits are, it's decentralized, so nobody actually can control it. It's based on this mathematical formula, so there is no inflation to it. Obviously, once the price more or less stays stable, it is what it is, and it's probably going to be, an internet gold. It probably is. I don't see why I wouldn't. Actually, there are possibilities that it wouldn't. Regulations and governments just not wanting this to be a thing, or banks trying to control this thing, would kind of make it obsolete. But nothing's happened yet. Well, we keep seeing, because the thing is, people are saying, "Oh, Bitcoin is used by, thieves. It's used by bad people on the internet trying to buy from the black market." It's like, yeah, but terrorists, like terrorists.
Yeah.
One of the big ones is, terrorists use Bitcoin, but yeah, terrorists also use U.S. dollars.
Yeah, terrorists buy gift cards.
So terrorists buy gift cards.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good one. It's also pretty anonymous. You can actually use multiple Bitcoin addresses to send info, so you don't and none of them are really connected to your personal information, so that's that. But it's also very transparent. So if, let's say, you want to donate money to charity and you want to see how that money is actually used, you can actually look at how they spend it.
Oh, because like
cool.
it keeps
and I think how that works is like they would want to be transparent. Like they would show you like, oh, okay, this is our address, and then we sent it to this person. You can kind of figure it out, because obviously if there's an anonymous aspect to it, you would kind of want to figure out how that works. I would look more into that. I mean, then obviously it's inflation proof. You know, there's only 21 million bitcoins. There was somebody who argued that it's not inflation proof because you can start breaking it down into fractions, but if I cut an apple in half, I don't have more apples. So that's not an argument.
But you could give more people pieces of apples. But then
yeah,
there's
but you
this,
still have
like,
one apple.
Well, how useful is like after like 100 years of cutting up that apple, like how useful is your piece of the apple? You know?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it could be huge, because just think of it like this. Right now, the dollar is worth not a dollar, and think of it like going reverse in time. So let's say now we move into the 1900s or 1890s of what the dollar was worth. Suddenly, your quarter is worth a lot.
Oh yeah, you're talking about buying power.
Yeah, like suddenly the buying power increases, so those percentages get bigger and bigger in terms of buying power.
Oh, so today, like going back to the apple analogy, today, half an apple might not get you much.
Might be worth.
In the future, 1/10 of an apple might get you a lot more.
Yeah, and that's as long as Bitcoin's price continues to rise, and I see it continuing to rise. I'm not an expert at all, but I see a good value in Bitcoin, and it's one of the first cryptocurrencies. It's going to tackle the most problems because it's the first cryptocurrency. But because of that, it's going to be one of the most robust.
Yeah.
They're going to be seasoned. They're going to be like, all right, you know, we've gone through this before. It's not a big deal. We can figure it out again. And cryptocurrencies behind it are definitely going to reap the benefits. So, you know, definitely don't just, I wouldn't call it investing. Speculate. Don't just speculate into Bitcoin. You can speculate into Litecoin, Ethereum. Do not stay away from Ripple. Ripple's stupid. Ripple literally doesn't make any sense. The people who created Ripple didn't even intend it to be a cryptocurrency. Don't use it. That was just like a quick money thing, definitely. I mean, so could Bitcoin, but
I mean, it's supposed to be a currency. Like, so in my opinion, I don't think Bitcoin's gonna make it the way that people want to make it, right? If people want to use that as a currency, right, or if people keep on saying like, oh, it's a currency of the future, you know, like here's all the advantages of using Bitcoin. Why don't you just start using Bitcoin then to make purchases? Don't buy some Bitcoin so then you can later exchange it for real money, right? It's like, oh man, I bought Bitcoin when it was like $1,000, right? Like per Bitcoin. Now it's at like 10,000. Or now it's at 20,000, I'm gonna cash out. It's like, oh, so you bought into Bitcoin, so then you could turn it back into real money, so then you could spend it. It's like, nice. Welcome to the future.
So yeah, that's basically all I know about it. The thing about there are two things that I kind of took note of. Growth, I see it growing. Don't listen to me. I'm not an expert. Go look at the experts. I've looked at what they say and what people are. Also listen to people who like denounce it because they have good points too. But definitely decide on what you want to do. I just don't want. The reason why I finally invested in it, and I invested in it when it was at 13,000, so it wasn't at the high, more towards the lower. I almost invested in it earlier last summer when it was at $2,000. Holy crap. Even then, if I had put in $500, how much money would I have now? A good amount. About maybe almost 10 times when it was at 19,000 if I pulled out right.
Yeah. See, it's like that for some people, if you want to invest in Bitcoin, you know, to use it or to treat it as an investment, go for it. I just would never do it. I don't want to support that mindset about cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah, Paul? Maybe there's a reason why you don't want to invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah, because
maybe a little
you know
little
what?
stories behind that one.
That'll I guess I can give the short end of it. On Reddit, you could, like, back when like Bitcoin was, you know, like just starting and stuff like that, you could tip people Bitcoins, right? There was a bot account that if you said, like, oh, tip XYZ a Bitcoin, you know, instead of giving them Reddit gold, like the bot would say like, oh, like here's some Bitcoin, you know, and you know, go into your account and all that. I got tipped Bitcoin, the equivalent of like.
What did you do with the Bitcoin, Paul?
I got the equivalent of like $30 from it, and I was like, well, basically that guy gave me $30, so I'll just get a pizza. So I bought a pizza with some Bitcoin. That doesn't affect.
Paul.
Yeah, that does. If I kept that.
You said it was $30 at the time. It was $30.
No, I got the equivalent of $30.
Oh my god.
So I realized if I kept the Bitcoin, I'd be super rich right now, right? But it doesn't irk me that much because I don't like it's such a the people who, like, a lot of people are treating it in the way that it's not meant to. I support cryptocurrencies. I don't support buying into Bitcoin to later cash out, because you're just ruining it for all the people that want an actual anonymous currency. I'm not saying that like you're ruining it, Omar, because like you bought Bitcoin. I'm just saying that a lot of people are like in that philosophy. I don't think they realize that actually having a stable cryptocurrency is going to be beneficial to a lot of people.
Yeah, alright, well that's pretty much my bit on Bitcoin. The only other thing is just, I learned about the Lightning Network.
Mm-hmm.
The Lightning Network, and it's like, so the big thing right now that pissed me off especially is the fact that Bitcoin has its fees are bad. They're bad right now.
What do you mean fees?
Used to be minuscule. The
transaction
fees were minuscule. Yeah, the transaction fees, sorry. They were minuscule. And now I had to pay $16 for a transaction fee. The equivalent of $16.
Yeah, when I go to the grocery store and I hand the cash register or the cashier $20, he doesn't say like, all right, so because you're making a purchase, you got to give me another $1. It's like, what? No, it's my money. Granted, there's taxes, but that's like a separate thing from like oh, you're not paying taxes, so then you can use currency, because like I think it's separate.
Yeah.
That's when.
Yeah, exactly.
When the fee for using the currency is a significant part of the actual purchase value, it's like, maybe you should think about what's going on there a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, so that's my bit on Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
That's kind of what I wanted to tell you about.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got, man? What are your random thoughts?
Ooh. Well, so funny enough, I was actually thinking about this before I started researching on the sport doping little bit there. But so I'll tell you it like this. So the past weekend, so I'm in an outing club at my university, and at the start of every spring semester, we do an adventure race, or we hold an adventure race, right? So if you're not familiar with what an adventure race is, it's basically
I have no idea what an adventure race is.
It's basically like marathons, you know, like multiple marathons, but in the woods. So it can take the form of a point to point, where you're given a start point and an end point, and you just have to get from point A to point B, like as fast as you can. But the caveat is that these things usually take place in the woods, or like across like super vast distances in the wilderness. So like you can't just run it. Like you might have to bike, you might have to climb, you might have to kayak, stuff like that. That's the adventure part of adventure racing. Our race is more like finding waypoints, right? So you get 2 days to find, I think, something like 30 waypoints, and you also have to do 2 challenges along the way, right? And so this is early January in like southern Indiana, right? It's cold as balls down there, and it was snowing almost the entire time. And so I was only volunteering for it, so I just had to make sure that fires were going, racers were getting water, stuff like that. But when I was doing it, right, when I was actually volunteering, and this was my second year volunteering, when I was actually volunteering, it kind of got me thinking, like, kind of like what, like for me personally, what would break first if I was in an extremely like difficult situation? Would my mind break first, or would my body break first? Right? Because
I would argue it's the mind. The mind that goes down first.
Well, so they say like mind over matter though, right? Like you hear those kinds of people, you know, like despite like losing like an arm, or despite like heavy blood loss, or like broken ribs and stuff like that, like they manage to make pretty rational decisions. So that's like an argument for like, oh, mind of, you know, like the body would break first before the mind. Yeah. But the caveat, or the flip side of that is, if it's like over a long period of time, right? Let's say that you're, you know, like you're in the wilderness for a long time. If you're like starving, right? Or if you're like really thirsty, wouldn't the nutrients going to your mind would kind of like, or the lack of nutrients going to your mind would kind of prevent it from making actual rational decisions. So while you might like, your body would be able to, you know, like run a couple miles, because your mind is so malnutritioned, would you actually be able to, you know, would it be able to have the ability to make like all those like kind of decisions, you know?
I don't know, dude. Have you heard of the Iceman? Wim Hof. That's his name. Wim Hof.
All right. What's he about?
This guy has done the insane. He has gone in shorts and no shirt up Mount. What's the biggest mountain in the world?
I know it, but I want to see if you can figure it out.
What's the biggest mountain in the world? Dude, why are you leaving me hanging? I don't remember what the biggest mountain in the world is. Mount Everest. Dude, Mount Everest, he climbed that in his shorts. And the thing is, he also swam a mile. No, not a mile. But he swam a good amount underneath an Antarctic ice block.
Yeah, okay, I remember seeing a video of that. Yeah.
But the thing is, this guy isn't alone. He's been able to teach people about it.
Oh, okay, so I remember, I think either you showed me the video or someone showed me a video. It might have been Connor. Of basically, like, yeah, the Iceman. And it was like he had this whole philosophy of like meditation, you know, like, oh, like everyone has the ability to do it. You just don't know that you have the ability to do it. And so, like, it started getting some really weird, like.
Are we talking about the right guy? Because this guy's like, he's been able to prove it over and over. He's had.
No, yeah, but like just the video that I was shown, it just got really weird. You know, like it was it felt like super corny. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
But no, this guy's legit.
I mean, like,
he's legit.
He's physically done it, so, like, yeah, obviously, like, he's able to do it. And if he's taught people that have also been able to do it, it's like, yeah, that seems pretty legit.
There's, like, it goes to his breathing techniques. He does cold showers, which I do cold showers.
Oh, man.
Dude, there's so much to it. It's insane.
Gonna go on that a little bit?
Like,
for our listeners?
That's what I'm saying, is that it's completely about the mind. He ran a marathon. I believe he ran a marathon, if not more. In the desert without drinking any water.
That seems unsafe.
No water.
Jeez. So you think
he did it, and that's what I'm saying. The mind is insane. What he said is that he's able to tap into his nervous system, and like that's what he says. I don't know what's really happening. Although I think scientists actually agreed that he's actually been able to manipulate his nervous system, his
cardiovascular system.
I don't. Whatever system. I would look it up. It's super interesting. But this guy can do it. This guy has proven that you can do anything with your damn mind.
So you are of the belief that, so like in a survival situation, you think that the mind would last beyond the body.
Easily.
Interesting.
All day. I wouldn't believe the opposite.
So, I don't know.
Because I see it like just 2 days ago. Just 2 days ago, I was feeling really sick. I thought I was gonna get the flu like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. It was 2 days ago. And then I called Katie, and Katie convinced me to work out. And I did 2 miles in less than 12 minutes.
Damn, dude.
I was nauseous. I didn't ever puke, though. I was nauseous. I did pull-ups. I did push-ups. And then I showered. And I felt great. It went away. It was insane. Insane. And now I don't feel even close to being sick.
All right.
I firmly believe in the mental power.
Yeah, I mean, like,
power mentality.
I've been in situations where, like, it felt that my body was just going to shut down. But, I pushed through. So I think there's, like, what's interesting, or kind of what got me thinking is, like, to what extent can willpower take the human body? Because there's a limit.
I think
right?
it's infinite. No, I think it's infinite.
Infinite?
You know
okay.
why?
Here, actually, I'm gonna present you with a situation, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna admit this was actually taken from one of my favorite channels on YouTube, Rooster Teeth. This is one of their Rooster Teeth animated adventures. If you want to go check them out, you can Google that shit yourself. We're not gonna put a link to another channel on our video. But anyway, so one of the guys there, Gavin, he presented this scenario. So let's say that you're in a desert, right? You're like 30 seconds away from dying of thirst, right? All of a sudden, a guy appears, and he's in front of you, and he gives you a bottle, or he holds out a bottle of water. Like, and then like you'd have the willpower to like actually go towards that bottle of water to like make yourself live. So therefore, like, even though you were, like, going to die, you had enough willpower to extend your life to, like, to basically live, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, even though you're at the brink of death, you somehow persevered to actually, like, giving yourself a chance. Now, that's a situation. What happens if... So, like, it's 25 seconds after, like, there's T0, now you have 30 seconds to live, before you die of thirst. You see the guy at, like, time 0. You're crawling toward him. Now, at time equals 25 seconds, right? He pulls the bottle of water away, and, like, there's just no chance of you getting the bottle of water. Do you die, like, then? Or, what happens? Can you extend your life through sheer willpower, even though, like, there's like physically no chance? I think the best way to to understand that situation is if you watch that video. But like, you say that willpower is infinite. I don't think
just from personal experience, I would say that the mind is easily a lot more powerful than anything else, and scientists used to say that we couldn't get past the 4-minute 1 mile, and somebody had to do it. Somebody envisioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did it. Somebody beat those scientists to it.
I think
and
there's
now, like Wim Hof, this guy, he's proving people wrong again.
I think so. That's sort of like, I feel like it's a little bit different, because that's like, he had to train to do that, right? So
he had to figure out a method of doing it.
Yeah, so he trained his body to eventually become physically able to. At one point he wasn't physically able to, then at a point he was. And so what I'm saying is, like, let's just say, like, disregarding training, right? Do you think the body, or like, or I think, not including training, I think the mind like has a limit to how much it can extend the capabilities of the human body.
But how do you know where that limit is?
I mean, I don't know what the limit is, but I think
because we keep busting these limits.
Yeah, but what yeah. So you say the 4-minute mile, but that's through training. I can't through sheer willpower say like I'm gonna run a 3:30 mile.
How about this? If anybody's listening, if you know where it ends, tell us.
Leave a comment in the.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Leave a comment in the description. Email us. Let us know what your opinions are.
If you actually
we'll let
email
the people
us,
decide.
an answer, we'll read it.
The people will know what's
shout
best.
Out next podcast.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's.
I say we ended that because we're never gonna finish.
Yeah.
All right, but Paul, how many days left until Bobby Shmurda gets out?
1,370 days until Bobby Shmurda leaves jail.
All right, sounds good. And we're gonna get a quick message from our sponsor. All right, no sponsor, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys.
Yeah.
I say we end it here. We got a minute 5 or an hour 5 minutes. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, sounds pretty much good. You wanna lead us out?
All right. Thank you for listening to us here at the Tree Chucklers podcast. This is the second Tree Chucklers podcast, season 1. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You gotta smash that like button.
Yeah, but smash that subscribe button. If you do it in the next 5 seconds, we'll probably say your name if we can find that information in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for hitting that smashing that subscribe button.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, and go ahead and visit us. We'll have links down in the description for our website. We have more content. We have blogs. We got shirts. We're even doing car insurance. So go and check that out.
Man, I would not trust us to cover car insurance.
Yeah, don't trust us. All right, we will see you guys later. Thank you very much for listening, and talk to you guys later. All right, bye everybody.
See ya.